perspective. It's the makeup to how we see the world. It's a fundamental element to our lives. Sometimes the right perspective becomes lost. It happens every day. Getting back to one's values, redefining priorities, and stepping back to look at the big picture can change your perspectives and give you a new bearing. A bearing that can change everything. An adjustment that can take on fear and restore your benchmark of purpose.
I've been looking for a job change, a chance to start doing really what inspires me rather than just sitting behind a desk collecting a paycheck doing what I'm good at. I needed to follow my heart and do something that I love. It was go on a trip and quit my job, or keep working and doing what I've been doing for the last 13 years. So to make this leap is, I don't know.
When we were dating, Scott was a guide for expeditions. He led junior high and senior high youth groups on like water rafting trips and rock climbing, and that's the guy I met. And we thought we were gonna wait 5 years, be ski bums, and then talk about our careers later. And it ended up, you know, you have a baby, you stay where you have a job, where you have insurance. It's just when I saw a piece of him kind of die. And not once in the last 13 years that he's been working to provide for me and our kiddos has he ever complained. Has he ever done it with like a chip on his shoulder or any air of bitterness? He just did it because he loves me.
Hey, Scott. How's it going? Good. I just had a nice little nap. We all crashed for almost 2 hours here just outside of Valdez. And it's a bunch needed because we're tired.
What's the plan?
Get on a helicopter.
What?
Go.
Play?
Hey yo.
Hi. What are you doing? What's going on?
We'll look at the ocean, eh?
Huh? So we'll go to Valdez and check out the harbor, look at where we need to go in the morning. Is that where everybody else is now?
Yeah, we're off the ocean.
Wowza. Oh, hey.
To the docks we head, feeling the desire to not take anything serious.
Oh.
So what'd
you do?
So I went up to the guy and I said, "Hey, how much you want for that boat?"
No.
And he was on his last leg. He said, "You know, I'll give you that boat for $50." And I was like, $50 for this ship? This seaworthy ship? Get 90 miles to the gallon is hard. What's her name? Big.
It's big. Burbig.
We call it Burbig.
Valdez is captivating. We arrive at low tide as the light settles into magic hour. The mountains reflect a punch of sunset, glorifying their majestic presence over Valdez. There's a way of life here that seems very distant to ours. Ropes hang at the ready. Chains are tarnished by the sea's air. Nets are being mended for tomorrow's opening day. The people are bright and hearty.
We're at the ocean.
I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's just like kind of awestruck. It's beautiful.
To be a kid again. It's so awesome. If it was 100 degrees outside, I might think about it.
I would. Nope. I'd watch her do it.
If I was hot, I would do it.
That was awesome.
Our morning boat trip, scheduled just a few days ago by Alan in Kokona Junction, awaits.
Now I'm here in Valdez. I'm ready for my tour. Let's go on a tour. Glaciers.
The Stan Stevens Company started with just a small boat 30-some years ago. Now they are a thriving company, giving people the best tour in town. Its owners and crews are revered among the locals.
We might catch up with you later tonight.
Sounds great.
They now have a fleet of ships, including the Valdez Spirit, custom made for them from a boat maker in Australia. Our captain Randy is seasoned, with over 200 voyages into Prince William Sound in regards to this tour alone.
So out here there's going to be otters. Over here, after we get past the Narrows, I mean, we never know where they're going to be.
Yeah.
But out here, somewhere between here and here, we're probably going to find whales or orcas or whatever we can find. We can't guarantee anything, but yesterday there was one right here, right off. It should look like right here. How far out?
Yep. Actually going to college for acting.
Oh.
But I have a bad hair day, Jax.
All right, instant go.
Whoa!
Need a monologue.
Would you like a wildlife guide?
Oh, thank you.
Welcome aboard the Valdez Spirit today. We will be seeing tons of things. And, yep.
Things get really exciting and you need to get from
The crew performs their final preps, and the Valdez Spirit pushes from the dock.
Good morning and welcome on board the Valdez Spirit as we get started on our trip here in Prince William Sound. Looks like we'll have
This portion of Prince William Sound is infamously known due to the tanker Exxon Valdez running aground in 1989. It was the largest oil spill at the time, with as much as 750,000 gallons of crude oil rupturing into the water. Affected directly by it, the Stan Stevens vessels were the first to carry response observers to the spill site. Now, an immediate response ship stands at the ready with daily training events and 24/7 response capability, ensuring that the past won't happen again. Not long into our trip, wildlife became abundant.
That's like me and my rooftop tent at night. My feet just fall off the side.
It's true, I can vouch for that.
As a team, we've been trying to look at each other's characteristics or personality and call out an animal that they most remind us of. And now that I'm seeing sea otters, I definitely think that's Scott.
Look at him.
On the subject of power animals, every person has a power animal. And you're the core of who you are. And everyone is now a sea otter.
I'm not.
You're not?
No.
What are you?
I'm a meerkat.
Oh, she's a meerkat still. But everybody else wants now to be a sea otter. It's just not fair. You don't pick your power animal.
You can't pick your power animal.
You can't pick your power animal.
Well, I can tell them why my inner power animal is the meerkat.
Okay, so mild ADD, always looking at things. Squirrel. Meerkat. And I don't have a power animal.
We didn't pick one for you?
No, I'm animalless.
Oh.
I want to be a sea otter now.
No.
All right, fine.
You can't dub your own.
I know, but listen, everyone else started it. See,
I didn't. I stuck.
We're only 10 days in. Despite everybody here is longing to be the sea otter, Scott is a sea otter.
Yeah.
Why is this?
For the most part, they like to just lay on their backs, float on the water, and go with the tide. That's Scott.
There they are.
They take the path of least resistance as much as possible.
They have no natural predators because they're mostly fat and fur.
That sounds right.
They,
See the large vessel off the right-hand side here. It's called the controller bay.
It wasn't long until we realized that this trip was going to be one of the best things we will do. There really isn't a better way to see this area. Being a group that tries to stay away from touristy things, this trip altered that mindset and became an exception to the rule. It's a must if you visit here. The blue in this ice occurs when snow falls on a glacier. It's compressed and becomes part of a glacier that winds its way down toward a body of water. Air bubbles that are trapped in the ice are squeezed out, and the size of the ice crystals increases, making it clear and 7 times more dense than your everyday ice cube.
It's kind of, I'm a little speechless, to be honest with you. This is just fascinating to me. I kind of feel like I'm in my element too. Like I love being out on the water, seeing stuff like this, places I've never been. This is great.
Just a few years ago, Jeff was bound for a career in Alaska on a fishing vessel when a drunk driver hit him on his bicycle one night in Montana. He was dragged under the vehicle for 150 feet, crushing ribs, his spine, tearing his flesh. He was nearly murdered before a good Samaritan stopped the drunk, who had dragged him behind the vehicle with intentions to back over him. Jeff's sister and I spent the evening in the ER picking embedded gravel from his face and arms. 2 years of therapy and a die-hard attitude has brought him back to health, and this trip, finally to Alaska. The Valdez Spirit rounded the bend to reveal the humongous Mears Glacier. The Mears Glacier is 6 miles long and a mile wide at its base. It's named after the 18th century British naval captain John Mears. Calving was at its peak, and we anxiously anticipated the chance to witness such a spectacular act of nature.
So here we are today at this massive glacier, waiting for large pieces of ice to drop.
So the massive one. Here it comes.
We're about to get a nice little wave here. Huge chunk of ice.
This whole half of a wall just fell off. We missed it because we got permission to come up on the roof.
And how tall do you think that was? Like
That's 100 feet high.
Yeah. 100 feet, probably 200.
I don't know.
The glacier?
No, the slab.
Oh, the slab, yeah.
That whole massive chunk of that hole, that big bowl, just dropped.
Like missing the bull elk of your life.
Yeah.
That just happened.
That just happened.
Come on.
Just drop it.
This is so spectacular. It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever done.
I could sit here for hours.
Come on, girl. Come on, it's okay. You can do this. It's alright. Just let it go. Let it go. Here we go. Ooh, big, big, big. Look at that.
Its majestic release was thunderous and powerful, sending wakes past the vessel. Rhonda handled the moment differently.
Really?
Did it?
I made it magical for you.
You can just watch this all day, it doesn't get old.
The trip back to the docks let ourselves take a beat on the day, perspectives renewed on just how small we are.
I'd have to say that today does not suck. It's pretty awesome.
Our eyes had been opened to a bigger world.
You see it on Discovery Channel, you see it on all these, shows, National Geographic, whatever, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. But when you see it in real life, it's like, something changed in me. I think I was glowing today. I saw more stuff today than I ever thought I would, and things that I've never seen in my life. I saw a whale today, caught it in slow motion. It was just like, oh my gosh. Looking through binoculars, like out in the open sea, and like looking at porpoises going everywhere, and like sea lions and stuff, and I just like, this feels like I'm in a movie. It feels like I'm living a dream. Chasing birds. They're coming right up to us. They were playing with seagulls a minute ago, like trying to bite them. So cool.
The captain invited us to the wheelhouse. He filled us in on the courageous corporate buyback by company owner Stan Stevens after initially selling the company to enter retirement.
I believe it was in 2002, just before Christmas, the president of Syria flew his private jet in Valdez and told them they were changing the locks on the door the first of the year. Shut the company down and took all the boats and moved them to Seward. So Stan, being such a part of the community, came out of retirement and bought the Glacier Spirit back and started the company over, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, Stan's an important feature of the community, and he just felt that he owed it to the community to bring this company back to life, because there's a lot of businesses in Valdez that depend on the people that come here
to do this.
To do these trips.
Yeah. Well, do you think you'll work for years to come, or you about ready?
That's a good question. I've been debating that, the last couple of years.
I wonder what you might do.
Well, believe it or not, I do commercial photography or corporate photography in the wintertime.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I travel, and so, I think it's going to come a time sooner than later that I'm going to just venture off into another career.
See, we're overlanders, so we like to explore the world by vehicle.
Okay.
But this is a whole nother world that runs in the same vein, because you want to explore the world by your vessel as a boat. So, if you could tour the world, where would you go?
Honestly, the first place I think I'd go is to Australia. That's one place I want to go by land, and I'd love to go there by sea.
There you go.
Yeah, and that would cover a lot of area.
Yeah, you'd get a lot in between too.
Yep.
So would you sail or a yacht? Maybe a yacht.
I'd prefer to sail.
Oh, to sail.
One common lesson learned amongst travelers is that people are people. We all have dreams and aspirations. We all have things that we long to do. The antagonist is all too often that perceived obligation or a bond that seemingly won't let us be free. It doesn't have to be that way. It boils down to having an understanding of the cost either way. At the end of the day, your perspective on life is what will grade the quality of it.
In a very tight window, I've seen every part of him that died come back to life. Feel like, it's time to do what you love and supplement if you need to instead of doing what you hate and barely having time to do what you love. I'm okay if we have another year of hot dogs and macaroni just to get by. I don't want to go back. It's not easy. But it's worth it.
Amen.
We're just having a lot of fun and encouraging each other and enjoying life, and you get to a place, after you get to know everyone and you settle in and you're comfortable, like this is what life should be about. This is an experience I'm just so glad I didn't pass up, and I was privileged enough to be healthy enough to be here.
Is we're going to have you back up a little bit until we get tension on this line, and then we'll have you slowly back up, and Clay's going to go ahead and try to pull himself out of this. We don't want you to run too hard, otherwise that Land Cruiser might sink itself in.
Roger that.